Hello, what have we here?
You're wrong.
Damn! What the hell was that?
Game over, man. Game over.
You're wrong.
You finished?
Well, I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
Greetings, boys and girls, lemurs and squirrels, and welcome to the Week in Geek for June the 3rd in this foul year of our Lord 2026, a wholly owned subsidiary of Free Range Idiocy, wherein we present our midweek dose of geekery for you, the people. Sit back and relax as we scrape the best news we found off the bottom of the interweb shoe and let you know exactly how we feel about it, even though it'll probably be a lot of wrestling this week. Just a warning. I am your Uncle Todd, and with me, as always, is the lead editor-in-chief bottle washer of the Week in Geek. I give you the man they call Tim.
Greetings and salutations, my friend. Still nothing on the championship front there on the intro. Come on now. You're calling him a multi-time world champion. Goes to restaurants. He gets complimentary shots because they know the greatness that is in their presence. So I just want to, just say, please think about working that in there if you would. But how are you?
It was a nice run. We almost made it to 250 episodes. We almost made it.
Warm down.
This is the last episode, ladies and gentlemen. We're done after this, and I won't be speaking to the man they call Tim ever again.
Who knew the breaking point would be fantasy football?
Actually, everybody. I'm doing all right. Yourself and yourself, sir.
Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Got like the same size glass tonight. This is
Yeah, I decided to get one of the tumblers in here, and I'm working a little. I know we don't really do what are you drinking anymore. That is something we might think about for the 250th, 275th, maybe 300th, bring it back. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, Green River. Green River, straight.
I thought you meant just us sitting here
whiskey.
getting drunk the entire time.
Well, that too.
No topic, just...
Although I can't do it too hard because I have to go downtown tomorrow. So.
Or a muffin.
I know. It's rough. It's rough when...
I'm actually finishing off the last little bit of the 1712 12-year-old that I had hanging around, and then after that we'll be proceeding onward to the chicken cock. So
I see. All right. Well, it's going to be that kind of night for you.
There is no way to however else to put it. That's the
I know. It's funny is all. It just makes you laugh.
They did have the funny. Never mind. I'm not going to make this reference because it would go further than we normally go on this vaguely family-ish show.
Yes, we have degraded over the years.
Yes,
but
yes.
we do try to keep standards and practices in place.
Yeah. So how have you been since we've spoken last, which was Wednesday night? Because
I'm better. I'm doing better. It's been a I think I mentioned this in prior episodes, a busy time for me at work and a little bit of craziness going on there. But the week ended on a high note, and I also decided to kick back a little bit after having a Memorial Day weekend that was not as relaxing as I had hoped it would be. But no, I had a very nice weekend. Went out with my wife Thursday night, had some good drink and food at our local haunt. And then Friday, went to a great Mexican place downtown, had some good food, got a free shot on the house. I had two strawberry margaritas.
I can't even tell. Like, this is my second time hearing it, and it still galls me as much as it did the first time. I cannot convey to you how just upset it makes me, the fact that you get a free shot like every where you go. They're like, oh, try a sample of this. I walk in like, not this dumb schmuck, he'll drink it. Like they snap out a new table. They bring out the stuff from the wine cellar. They're like, a captain of industry has entered our establishment. Bring out the best white linen for him.
They know the champ is in the house, and the champ deserves the best.
Oh my God, I swear to you, bring it back. Fantasy football every single time. I can't wait. I actually can't wait for fantasy football season this year. I am looking forward to it. I am not going to participate in it, but you are going to go down so fracking hard. It's going to be wonderful.
Are you serious? You're not going to participate?
I am done.
Come on. You got to do it. You got to do it. After last season, you were so close. So
You
close.
can just shut your trap and shove that up your ass.
Think of it as a growth year for your team. You know what I mean? You had a growth year.
I had to watch you piddle your way through the season and somehow make it to the championship while I just got my ass handed to me all the time. I don't need that again. I do not need this. I'm turning into Iago from friggin' Aladdin. I'm so mad that I'm molting. I'm gonna go full on Gilbert Godfrey here if we keep talking about this stuff. What can we move on to something else? Please.
So the story behind the shot is just to help Uncle Todd is we were actually wrapping up dinner, and I had 2 strawberry margaritas, and this gentleman came by, may have been the owner, may have been a shift manager.
Just take me now.
Came by to clear out our glasses and dishes.
Can't be quick enough.
Asked if I wanted another margarita. I said, no, thank you. I'm good. We're about to leave. And he said, can I interest you in my favorite shot of tequila? I said, sure, that sounds great. And so he walked off to, I guess, get it from the bartender. And then my wife wisely says to me, she's like, did you just agree to like $100 shot of tequila? I'm like, oh, shoot, maybe. Oh, well, gosh, I should have asked first. But never
That's
fear.
what would have happened to me. That's what would have happened to me. Get that bill. Be like, hey.
I thought this was comps. Yeah. Not for you.
It's like Bob's Country Bunker all over again. You know, when the bartender didn't charge us for the first round. We thought beer was complimentary.
Oh my gosh, that guy was such a goof. Anyways, but yeah, two strawberry margaritas, a shot of tequila, and 2 bourbons later, it was a good night. So yeah, it was excellent. It was excellent. Sir, you know, make another run at the playoffs again, win the championship, and you too maybe. How are you doing outside of me frustrating you by my good fortune? How are things in the greater state of New England?
I'm doing wonderful. It's great.
Good. Is the weather good? It's nice and sunny and cool here. How is it over there?
It's raining.
I'm sorry. Is it cool at least?
It is cool, but it's not the kind of cool like you want at this time of year. It's like frigid.
Oh, frigid cool. Okay.
Anything else you want to cheer me up about? Like
you can come on out here and enjoy the warmth.
You got some pictures from my colonoscopy you'd like to go into depth on? There's something, you know?
I don't know if you got them.
I am kind of upset that they didn't offer me like a video. Like, here's a link.
Here's the journey through your. It's like, oh, good Lord.
Star Wars music behind. Dun
dun dun dun dun.
Do it.
Oh my gosh! Good Lord! How
many Star Wars quotes can we apply to a colonoscopy?
Oh,
it's a hive of scum and villainy.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, no, wait, sorry, that's just a piece of corn.
You're going in too hard.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Back off, man!
Loosen up.
That's what it was. Loosen up. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's phenomenal.
Oh, sorry.
Good stuff.
Let's get on with the show here. This is getting embarrassing.
We have lots to go. Well, we have lots to go through, and I think spleens to vent here. So let's get into it. We had some final trailers that came out over the course of the last week and a half. Final.
Actually, isn't Masters of the Universe in theaters now?
Oh, it could be. I don't know.
I think we can probably cross that one off.
Masters of the. Well, I just put it in there because I thought it was, Masters of the Universe opening. No, it is in theaters on June 5th.
Okay, fine.
So this is very timely.
All right.
Never doubt the man they call Tim.
You just had to look it up. Don't try and act like you're the all-seeing eye over there.
Hey, now that it worked in my favor, I have to, talk the requisite smack because of my good fortune. Now all I need is just like some, I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. Disembodied hand, just kind of come in from the side with another free drink for me, just to further annoy Uncle Todd. All right. This is the so we're gonna watch 3 trailers and comment on them as they go. The first one is for Disclosure Day, which is in theaters Wednesday, June 10th. This is the Steven Spielberg movie that I think is very highly anticipated by movie-going audiences, and so and the trailers have been quite mysterious, which is of course, like anything else, will gin up some intrigue and interest, and so.
That and the fact that Spielberg did it. I mean,
well, yes, yeah, you're guaranteed some quality there. I have been also reading some very good reviews of it as well. So this is not a overly hyped sort of thing. Early reviews from those in the industry who get to see these films before we do had some very high praise for this one. So
all right, or they were just very high and they praised it. So
well,
either way,
that could have been too. Or they could have just been, Nicolas Cage in disguise, who was just like, high praise. So,
that would actually be awesome.
And he's dressed as Spider-Man Noir.
I'm in.
I give that high praise.
I am
all right,
in.
Are you ready, sir?
I am, and the links for these are all in the show notes.
Thank
so
you.
If you want, we encourage you to watch along with us here as we hit the 000 and count down.
So we are on 000. We're going to hit play, and it's going to be off to the races. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The light of heaven shineth upon her. Oh, someone let an elk into the room.
How the hell did that elk get in there?
I don't know.
That's the mystery of the whole movie.
Wait, Steven Spielberg's in this movie? What the heck is going on here?
What is this?
This is a trailer, so he's apparently doing some behind-the-scenes stuff. Oh, hey, it's an Independence Day sort of thing happening here.
Yep.
I have secrets.
So I'm guessing the whole disclosure portion of this is disclosing to the world that there's evidence of extraterrestrials, correct?
Yes, or that they are amongst us. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, she's starting to do the clickety-clack.
Interesting. You ought to be frightened. You started clicking out of nowhere.
Yep. Don't go back to the house. Oh, crap. Hey, it's the chin. It's faux Captain America.
He didn't even get a mention in the starring thing down here.
That is a kick-ass car. Is that a Mustang?
No, it's a Charger.
Charger? Okay.
Yeah.
I love how the gal is holding a knife in the back seat. I'm really curious to understand what's going on there in a high-speed chase. Figure sharp object should not be.
No, there's in the movie Snatch. There's actually a really great way that turns around with someone doing that in the back seat.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we're going full on like Cinderella. Like they're going to knit a dress for the late young girl, I guess.
It's Christmas.
Well, wait, is she eating crayons?
Maybe. Uh-oh. There's the light again.
I know you.
Uh-oh. Weird things are being shot into their eyes.
Oh, okay. So it's like way back when. Okay, so we're doing an Arrival thing here where we're playing around with time.
I think so, yeah. I think she's the little girl.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. I kind of...
This is kind of cool. So when it kind of flips the perspective around of the elk, and now it's the alien.
See, the thing is, like, now I feel like you kind of gave away like a big piece of that, by like, oh, and here's the little girl, and oh, it's got to be like, I mean, maybe it's a double swerve here, and it's not, but still, I don't know.
What'd you think?
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, maybe I'll go see it. I just went to the theater for Mando and Grogu for the first time in forever. Maybe I'm due for another trip. I don't know.
You should. This is a movie worthy of a theater experience.
I mean, it is Spielberg, and when Spielberg goes big, and like let's just face it, Spielberg knows how to make a flick. He does. He does. So in that respect, there ought to be enough, previous history that I should be more accepting. So I probably will.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Maybe a matinee, because I have a feeling neither my wife nor Kaylin are really going to be up for watching this one. So this is going to be a solo adventure.
Not a big Alien fan sort of house over there.
Not really. No, not in this way. Not in this way. But oh well. I mean, I'm a cautious thumbs up.
All right. Very good. Well, our next one is the final trailer that was published not last week, but about a week and a half ago for Masters of the Universe, which will come out this Friday, June 5th.
From timely to kind of timely.
Kind of timely. I'll got to get this pulled up myself, and we will jump in just a moment once everything loads. All right. Okay. All right. You on 000, sir?
I am.
All right.
Let's do this.
I will count it down. Masters of the Universe. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whatever fluff starts at the beginning of the trailer. Ah, Mattel. There you go.
Oh, so
40 years ago.
couldn't possibly be that.
I have the power. I can't be that old.
Yes, we are.
The boy who saved the universe. It's a fine-looking sword. Fine-looking sword.
So wait a minute. So how did is this kid becoming He-Man or
Possibly. Maybe the kid became He-Man when he was a kid, but now he's a man, so he becomes He-Man again. I don't know. Skeletor.
who's apparently voiced by Jared Leto.
Interesting. Restoring peace to Eternia. So it's going to be a story of him returning to his land to reclaim it from the evil Skeletor and his minions.
Isn't that wonderful?
I love how they're bringing back some of the more esoteric characters too.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanic. I actually had that character.
Oh, we got Idris Elba in this?
Yep. He's Man-at-Arms. Doesn't even sound like Jared Leto.
Maybe it isn't. I thought it was.
No, it is, but it just doesn't sound like him somehow. Must have done some effects on the voice.
I mean, it's kind of depressing. It is kind of depressing that if it doesn't even sound like Jared Leto, they go into the trouble of casting that douchebag and then not making it sound like him. Like, it could have literally been anyone.
Yeah.
And yet you chose to go with him. Awesome.
Yeah.
As if there wasn't enough reasons to be angry at the world at large.
I did also feel in Mando and Grogu that it, again, not that I wanted it to sound like Jeremy Allen White, but, right, isn't that his name? Jeremy Allen White?
Who?
Jeremy Allen. It is Jeremy Allen White. He did the voice of Rota, the Hutt, but it did not sound like him. It was like normally you can hear the voice, and like when Martin Scorsese does that Alien, you can kind of hear Marty Scorsese's voice in there. Mm-hmm. But Jeremy Allen White was, again, it did not sound like him, so it was interesting. And I noticed the same here with Skeletor and Jared Leto. So, what do you think, though, sir? Are you looking forward to it? Are you going to the theater for it? What are you doing?
I'm probably going to wait for this one to hit streaming, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I got kind of hyped up for the Kevin Smith animated He-Man, and I just never got around to finishing it, which is to my shame, But this, I don't know. It unless something really changes or someone in my household decides they really want to see it, I'm good. I'll wait. Yeah. I'll wait for it to hit my television.
Very nice. Very nice.
And you're going to rush right out for this?
I think so. My wife has shown some interest in this. She's like, "Oh, that looks kind of interesting." I'm like, "All right, cool. We should go check it out."
Okay.
Now we'll see how good or not good it is, but as is all movies, we just need to go check it out and leave the theater and complain that we wasted money if it was bad, and say that was money well spent if it was good. So
True.
all right, so we have Masters of the Universe under our belt. Last one we're going to go through here is, and I just happened to catch this morning. I guess yesterday they dropped a trailer for Dune Part 3, which had some interesting imagery in it, because there's one character that I can't tell if it's, because again, as we've talked about in the past, you have read what I think is the source material for Part 3. There is some funky shiznit that happens in this story, and so I didn't know if some of that funky shiznit is starting to make its presence known in the trailer or not. So.
Oh yeah. Dune Messiah is an odd book. Yeah.
And when we see this trailer, I do feel like we are probably going to see. Well, we know there's going to be a time jump, but it feels like we are going to be jumping through time, because we're seeing, Duncan back. Is played by Jason Momoa. He was killed in Part 1. We see, I think, what is his sister, who was just an infant when we, in her mother's belly when we ended Part 2. So I'm pretty sure there is like a 10-year time jump, but this looks like a more adult version of her. So I don't know if we're just skipping all over through time or what's going on here.
Yeah.
But we see some imagery of her. And then, I want to ask you about, there's a shot of, it looks like this creature in like a tomb sort of thing. It's really strange. So I want to get your thoughts on that. So,
all right,
let's fire it up. Dune Part 3. This is one I'm really looking forward to in December. Both Dune movies have so far, both parts of Dune have been very, very good.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt that Denis Villeneuve will once again, go ahead, say it. What did I get wrong? Villeneuve?
It's just Villeneuve.
I'm going to say Villanuevo.
You go right ahead. You've
weekend,
beaten me
someone
down.
Will offer me a shot.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully they'll charge you for it too.
They'll be like, I heard you talking about Dune Part 3, and you, sir, pronounced his name correctly, and I want to give you a shot for doing that. That's what they're going to say.
Unfortunately, that shot will be Malort.
Could be. could sneak me a Malort to humble me. Makes you humble. All right. We are at, let's see, 000. Are you set to go, sir?
Sure.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Dune Part 3.
Oh, getting the talkie right out the
Yeah.
back.
A great man. He's called to it.
Interesting.
Something vaguely like Battlestar Galactica about some of the music here.
Yeah, it does.
Leto, he's back.
Somehow I doubt it.
I wonder if they filmed that when they were doing Part 1.
I don't know.
Wisdom of his grandfather that apparently his father didn't have.
Well,
when he started a galactic war.
Well, he's done well for himself.
Yeah, shaved his head and has massacred half the galaxy.
Yeah, they didn't say there wasn't going to be some losses. Can't make an omelet,
See, there's Duncan. What the heck is he doing there?
There is a mechanism for which him to come back that does make sense. So,
oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm not going to spoil it.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Hey, Florence.
There's Flo.
Who's that dude?
All right, so there's that weird dude, but there's the tomb thing behind him. Okay, that's his sister, I believe.
Your father never started a war.
It's almost like Mama is turning on him or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, maybe reprimanding.
Little reprimandation.
The epic conclusion.
Oh, sister's bloody. That's not good. I am curious how Duncan makes his return. That'll be interesting. He ascends to the heights of the pyramids, and they love him. Oh, yeah. Did you see the shot of that thing real quick?
Yeah, I don't remember what that would be.
It's a weird-looking thing.
Yeah, it's been a little while since I read Dune Messiah, and quite honestly, I'm not planning on reading it before reading it again. Like, it was...
Yeah.
I guess for me, just in general, I'm realizing I am not that much of a hard science fiction guy.
Yeah.
I like my sci-fi a little more light and breezy. And sometimes you get into the hard science fiction and it's just like, it feels like all you do is world build and world build and world
Yeah.
build. And there's
Yeah.
so much information. And Dune was that, but I felt like there was enough story to it. Dune Messiah kind of started getting a little bit weirder, but both of those, I'm just like, I don't think I really want to dive into those right now.
Do you have faith that Denny Villanova will will treat the Messiah content in a way that will somehow make it work? He is 2 for 2 right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think he did a really good job of, in the first 2 parts of Dune, just conveying what is a very dense tome of a book.
Yeah.
And making it work and not getting bogged down in the world building,
Yep.
so that you can really
He
appreciate.
was very efficient in the world building, I felt.
Yes. Yeah. So I believe he will probably, unless he goes completely off the rails, I believe he'll probably continue that trend in part 3.
The only reason I asked that question of you is, and we've talked about this before, is Messiah goes to a place that that essentially part 1 and 2 don't really delve into, which is this very kind of out there. I mean, it gets a little bit into spiritual matters, but especially with Paul being this prophesied being that's going to come and overtake everything.
I mean, essentially the God Emperor kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
And he essentially is showing himself to be that. But that's the extent of it. Much of it is just the politics, the betrayals, of his family and so forth. This starts to go to a real funky place from what I've at least from like high level stuff that I've read. I have not read Messiah,
Yeah.
so I am not a well read into the whole situation, but I'm just kind of curious how he works with that material and if he can make it work in this very grounded kind of universe. He somehow has made this universe grounded, even though it's very different sci-fi, like space travel is very different than what Star Wars is. Star Wars, we're used to seeing ships fly from point A to point B, and it kind of connects with us because it connects in a way that like airplanes, in our world. This place is different. It's got, there's spice that's fuel. They got these weird looking, globe ships that they fly around in. They got the highliners that are, essentially the warp ships that, allow you to jump from one spot in space to another. He hasn't gone in to explain a lot of that stuff, but he just has kept it kind of at the periphery. But I'm kind of curious, as we get into this more, how he handles some of the funkier material, and if he can translate it into a real quality story, keep the quality of the story up to the bar that it's been over 2 parts so far. So I'm curious.
I'd say odds are in his favor.
Odds are in our favor. Excellent. Well, I'm bullish on this then, just because Uncle Todd said so. So thank you very much.
All right. Good.
All right, that does it for the trailers. We have one article, and then we're then gonna pivot into an event that we watched today. I mean, this is hot off the press, ladies and gentlemen. Rare is the time when we can talk about a WWE event, but bam, right after it wraps up, and bring to you our not quite real time, but at least fresh takes on what has happened. But this article from CageSideSeats.com, I just wanted to bring this up because we did talk about Saturday night's main event last week in the Week in Geek, I believe, and how it was a bit tag team heavy. But this article from about a week and a half ago was talking about how WWE is trying to fix its tag team division. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but what I find kind of interesting is so basically it claims this other I guess they're citing another source called False Finish. Sorry, this is a Twitter user or an X user named False Finish reported. They had sources saying WWE is currently in the process of trying to help rebuild the tag division while also looking at the possibility of signing tag teams from other promotions in the near future. This galls me a little bit, if only for the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm just trying to figure out what could they not make work with that team, because they are a great tag team. and they've just let a bunch of guys go who were tagged, who were in tag teams. Like, why would you not repackage or reuse or something of that nature? Because by cutting what they did after WrestleMania, and now saying, well, we're going to go sign some other tag teams, I just, it boggles my mind. The current tag scene right now is, we have Logan Paul and Austin Theory, which is now Austin Theory and Braun Breaker, apparently, because Logan Paul has a torn tricep. We have R-Truth and Damian Priest, and then we have
R-Truth being hurt.
With R-Truth being hurt, we have the Usos, Street Profits.
We've got half a tag team in
basically
places.
We have Los Americanos. We have Los Americanos Hermanos. We have the War Raiders. We have Fraxium, and then we have Miz and Kit Wilson to round things out. Now in NXT, they do have the Dark State, the Birthright. Boy, these are great names. The Culling. Boy, that's an interesting name given how we got here.
A little bit, a little on the nose, you might say.
There's one team called Hank and Tank. I got to see what these people look like. Hank and Tank. Okay. Right. Another one called OTM. Then there's something called the Vanity Project Swipe Right Squad. Oh, good God.
Oh, no, Swipe Right. They were those are some dudes who were in Limitless Wrestling.
Limitless? Okay.
Yeah, and they got signed to, I think, ID.
Okay.
And yeah, they've been kind of working their way up. They were on NXT TV like a year ago, and their first match they had them in there against their tag champs, and they actually looked really good.
Interesting. So, I mean, there seems to be material to build with or build from, but again, I go back to what we talked about a few weeks ago on, like, why on earth wouldn't you just look at what you had? Cut the guys from the MFTs. Who was that? JC Mateo and Tongaloa. That cut makes sense to me. But why the hell would you cut the Motor City Machine Guns? I just don't get it.
To play devil's advocate, I think for the same reason that you saw them part ways with MVP, with Shelton Benjamin, with Bobby Lashley, with guys like that, who then they're like, well, these guys are established stars. You got a former world champion. You got, all this. And everyone was like, well, it's because of this. It's because of that. And immediately there was no replacement. But now you look at it and you're like, well, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans. Like, I believe this being somewhat of the difficulty of having a developmental program that is televised is that you can't immediately just plug and play. Like, you do have to get the deadwood out. I'm not saying the Motor City Machine Guns are deadwood, but what you consider to be deadwood, or what you consider to be people who are not in your future plans. And with those three guys that I mentioned, plus Motor City Machine Guns, there's also the analysis of, okay, but how many more years are they going to be here with us? None of those guys are in their 20s.
No.
And I think most of them are not in their 30s. Like, they're hovering around that 40 area, if not higher. There is that calculus too, because there's always, okay, it's almost like running a roster for an NFL team or a Major League Baseball team. Actually, it's probably the better analysis. Sometimes a team will let someone go. They don't immediately have a shortstop that they're bringing in, but they're like, well, next year we're pretty sure we have a guy who might make the roster, and we don't think that this is not worth signing for another however many years. And we need to create space. And the fact that you also have to clear space storyline wise, like there needs to be a certain amount of time where you just kind of let stuff breathe before you bring new people in. And I'm not trying to make excuses for WWE creative. Believe me, I've got plenty of things negative to say about them later in this episode. However, I can see some of that. Like, you have to make that analysis of how much longer are these people going to be with us? How much time do we have before that we have a couple teams that we might want to bring in, and we'd have to have space for them anyways? And how much time do we kind of need to let things breathe and to create a vacuum and create a desire so that when we bring a tag team in, it's not amongst a bunch of other cats? That being said, WWE has also done a terrible job with the tag division in the first place. So I'm not trying to say that there's some grand plan here. I'm saying that this is the only, if this is the plan that they have, they're also doing it in a really clumsy way, which also is kind of a theme that I'll be talking about later. So maybe it's just me trying to make sense of this through the lens of what I just watched this afternoon. What do you think?
If I focus just on the Motor City Machine Guns, I think and again, I wasn't watching SmackDown religiously, so maybe I'm missing something, but I feel like even though they had, it seemed like very good matches with DIY and some of the other teams they were paired up against, I don't know that there was great investment storytelling wise in them. And this kind of goes to the heart of, I think, the problem in general with tag team wrestling is, if I go back to the 80s and 90s, you had wrestlers who formed tag teams in the independents with someone, and that was their career path. Like, we are going to be a tag team, we are going to build our brand, and maybe one day we would become singles, but they are focused on tag team wrestling. Now I wonder if they've done so much damage to the confidence of people trying to set their career path in wrestling, that you don't have people who start out, like, I think of like Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. I think of, even, like Hawk and Animal, Demolition, all the tag teams we talked about, probably about a month or so ago, when we did our brackets on tag teams as a whole. You had, back in the 80s and 90s, you had talent that intentionally, maybe they were accidentally put together, on the independent scene, and they found something that worked, but you had guys who were together and who were trying to forge a path as a team. That was a goal and a mission of theirs.
Yeah.
And these days you just see, guys getting thrown together when there's nothing creatively to do with them in the singles realm, and seeing if something comes together that makes the crowd pop and have interest in them.
Do you think that's kind of a legacy of New York, WWE? Like, that's just because when you're talking about that, like, I think back to, like, there's always only been a handful of solid tag teams with WWE at any given time. And then the others are kind of thrown together. Like, you could even say Strike Force, even though they won the tag championships, that's kind of a thrown together tag team. Like, what did Tito Santana and Rick Martel have in common? You know what I mean? And they broke up the Rockers as soon as Vince kind of could. So
I think they broke up the Rockers because the Rockers had kind of run their course. I think they were starting to become stale. But again, I think it goes to the investment in the teams themselves. And I feel like, at least in the 80s and 90s, it felt like there was investment in storytelling. There was investment in story arcs with these teams from pay-per-view to pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. Because back then it was the big three, big four. So I feel like, now where things move at a bit faster pace, and again, there's only so much airtime for talent as a whole. I'm just thinking that WWE is probably not investing as much in tag teams, so it becomes it kind of becomes a circular problem, right? Upcoming talent sees where creative is investing their time in. Okay, they're investing in singles, really, so I should not really seek out a partner and create a team and build my brand that way. I should build, my brand and focus on singles. And if something isn't working out and I get paired up with someone that works better, then maybe I'll do that. But you know what I mean? Like, there's a lack of intentionality to it. And I think that leads to the fact that you have a bit of a hodgepodge kind of tag division now, where, they put people together that the crowd pops for, but they're only going to be together as long as that happens. And then as soon as that starts to wane, they'll get broken up again and put back in a singles situation.
I think maybe even more, another shorthand for it is, I think, aside from the main event and just taking it to right now, aside from main event, I think WWE is just not doing a great job in a lot of their storytelling. I feel like,
in general, yes, I would agree with that too. And that we'll get to that in just a moment. And
the tough part being that a lot of the tag teams that we've talked about, some of them have come together. Like, the first thing that came to mind when you mentioned, like, they just put guys together when they don't have anything else storyline. Like, that's how we got New Age Outlaws, and it worked. But, like, all of the attempts to have factions be kind of a place where tag teams can live and siphon off some storytelling, because that was how a lot of teams have managed to draft off of. Like, New Age Outlaws definitely drafted off being part of DX. Like they were the tag guys for DX. And you get into, you go back to like the Four Horsemen, and you had, I forget who the tag guys were there, but I mean,
The Andersons.
you had your main event guy, you had your mid card guy, your tag guys, and that was your faction. Well, you look at all the factions that they've had, and it just hasn't worked. Like Judgment Day, they kept trying to make them this thing, but yet it was really, and you look at them now, it's like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, they were tags, and trying to hold that together as a faction. There was no main event guy. There's only a mid card guy. And then you looked at like the MFTs and the Wyatt Six, and again, like, yeah, you got tag guys. Maybe you even have a mid card guy, but it's like you got no one else. You got no main event guy, so there's no reason to invest any storytelling there. So therefore, those factions just die on the vine, because who cares? Once they took Rhea Ripley out of Judgment Day, like, has anyone really given that much of a crap about them, except for like the whole Finn Balor thing that kind of got a little bit of attention, but now, like, who really cares? And it's like why you can cut the entire Wyatt Six out of nowhere and just go, well, they're done, and cut half of the MFTs because, well, whatever. There's just no investment in storytelling below that level, because I feel like there's, and I get it, like the main event draws your money, but if you don't have anything else, then who really cares? And the weird thing is, like, we had this PLE on the same weekend as a AAA event, where you had two guys under masks who were pretending to be Lucha Libre guys, and got over. Like, okay, how did this I mean, granted, it's not something that can be replicated, but it's like this, you managed to make this work, and yet you can't make some compelling mid-card storylines.
Right.
You can't have compelling tag team storylines. Like, why?
Maybe you and I should get together and write some storylines and send them into WWE.
I think we should, because pretty much every storyline that I came up with like for this pay-per-view, I liked better than what we got.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll get into it.
I love my headcanon much more than this.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll get into it.
Anywho.
All right. Well, enough of that. WWE, get your act together with your tag division. Start investing in some storytelling in the mid and lower card, and let's get some tag wrestling back, folks, because
we don't have the picks in here.
I will copy them in momentarily. I have last week's outline open. I was just waiting to do so because I did not want claims of impropriety. Because I know how you get. You feel I'm always working the system.
I don't need this crap today. I'm just just do the thing, and let's.
What? I'm just saying,
I'm trying really hard not to just be power drinking to get through this episode, okay?
All right. I have now copied the picks and the side bets. They're right there. All right. So, yes. Anything else on the tag division in WWE and the fact that they're trying to rehab it? I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it, but I don't feel I'm going to see it anytime soon.
Yeah, I'll believe when I see it.
All right. Well, that brings us now our Week in Geek main events. Ladies and gentlemen, our main events is a recap of the recently aired today from Turin, Italy at the Inalpi Arena. This afternoon for us, the evening out there in Italy. It is the Clash in Italy. I don't know why they didn't call it, Turn-in Clash or Clash Turn-in, or I don't know.
You're making the point for them right now.
Oh, I think there's some more creative things that we can do. But
sure.
All right. So our card went thusly. We started out with the undisputed WWE Championship between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus the Ring General Gunther, and of course Cody being the reigning defending champion here. Yes. Gunther, of course, took 3 weeks to apparently sign the contract, and then decided to then promise that he would choke Cody out. And so, thoughts on this opener, sir? Or I'm sorry, you didn't get to see the opener because you were
I did
wrapping
not.
up some household duties, I believe.
This was like a day when I had everything booked and I thought I had it timed out right, and I just didn't. And the rain was a rolling in, and I needed to get the lawn done because we had gotten approximately 18 friggin' inches of rain over the last couple days, and I had to like siphon off some water from the pool, and I had to mow the lawn because we were going to get more rain. And then as soon as the sun hits, it was going to grow up to be about 1.5 feet tall. So I had to get that done today. So I did miss the first.
You had some concerns that you had to deal with, and they messed with your arrangements.
So I missed the first, between finishing that up and then grabbing a quick shower, I missed the first 25 minutes of this show. So I apologize profusely. I will not be able to.
Come on now.
I will not be able to contribute a rating nor any real thoughts aside from what the result is.
So does that mean you forfeit the star rating and I just get it by default?
I mean,
all right, I'll take it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. Because I was a quarter star off from you. If your final rating is a half star off from what you chose, you get it. I feel that's pretty fair.
If my final rating is a half star off,
you have that leeway, either a half star above or below.
Okay.
Because I'm curious to hear what you thought of this match, sir.
Overall, I thought it was the beginning and middle I thought were good. One thing, so I am a huge fan of Gunther. I love his character. I love how he is this old school kind of wrestler type that is not your standard, always goes for his finisher. Like he puts people away in different ways at different times, and just has somehow found himself as a heat magnet whenever he throws a sleeper hold on, which if you told me that would be the case in 2026, I call you nuts.
Yep.
But the one sore spot with him that stood out in this event, and I need you to go back and watch that match to tell me if I'm crazy or not, is I feel his weakness is sometimes he does not sell enough for his opponent. And I say that because toward the end of the match, there is a sequence when he is doing, the sleeper. Cody breaks out of it. He slaps it on again. Cody breaks out of it, and he just keeps slapping it on and doing the elbows to the neck and everything. Cody breaks out of it in ways that he should have been down longer than he was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds silly, but something as simple as Cody standing up and doing, just falling backwards and dropping him on the mat, right? You've got to sell like your wind was knocked out or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And he does for a couple seconds, and then all of a sudden he pops up and he slaps it on again. And it's just like, it's aggravating to me because it's like, now you're taking me out of the reality of it because he just did something to you and you're just popping up like nothing happened. I'm like, come on.
There's only so many people that can have that gimmick at any one time. And we've now seen that, Oba's done it.
Yep.
Fatu has done it.
There's ways to do it that make sense.
Yeah.
But when he does it all the time, I think back to Cena's last match even. It's not that he can't keep slapping the sleeper on and being this like relentless, machine that just is going to put you away. It's the fact that it's just like he pops up and just goes, and you're just kind of like, well, wait a minute, shouldn't you have been hurting a little bit more from that?
There's just a bit of an epidemic of that in wrestling,
as
it is anyways. And there was a couple times in the matches that I saw that felt a little bit like that.
Yep.
And then the Javon Evans Penta match from Raw was something that people had pointed out. That I found it was egregious in a couple places, but there are these moments where it's like, okay, it's obvious there is a sequence that has been lined up and it requires people to do this and that and the other. And it's like, dude, like, just don't do the sequence like that then. Like if it becomes unrealistic, it ain't worth the brief pop, to invalidate the reality of the whole thing.
Like, I kind of wish they would do something where Gunther would sell whatever Cody did to reverse out of or to break the sleeper. They both get to their feet. Cody tries to throw a punch or something. He ducks or gets out of the way, which causes Cody to spin around. He grabs him and he starts going to town with the elbows to the neck. And then he throws him back into the sleeper. You know what I mean? Like have it be like, there's some organic back and forth that's happening, and then you go toward the elbow to the neck routine to soften him up, to then slap it on again. Like there's a way to do what they're doing. I just feel like it's like being rushed, and maybe it's not on him, because this is, agents are laying this match out and everything. So I mean, maybe it's wrong to fault him so much, because I mean, he is through and through a pro. I mean, he is phenomenal as a talent. It just, to me, it just took me out of the match a little bit. Like the beginning of the match in the middle, good back and forth with them. They certainly did the thing with the chops, which is always, something in Gunther matches, but it wasn't like a focal point like it's been in the past. Like there was enough of a difference in this match that I thought it was a good back and forth with the two of them, where Gunther's getting the better of Cody. Cody's coming back. Cody showed some fire and was getting some good offense in on him. They were both countering each other's. I mean, it was a good match in that sense. It's just when we got to like the 2/3 of the way through the match, where he starts to go through sleeper after sleeper, it just felt a little forced. It was interesting too, being in Italy, there were some boos for Cody. There were some big time cheers for Gunther. I don't know if it's like home country. I don't want to say home country, but being in Europe, he's probably hailed as a hero there.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part, and we get to the finish, which is, so Cody does a crossroads kind of midway in the match. Gunther kicks out of it. I'm like, okay.
As everyone does.
And then we get to the end of the match where Cody hits a crossroads, and I see that Gunther's strategically positioned near the ropes. And he goes for the cover, and he hooks the inner leg, the leg that is inmost in the ring. So the leg that is closest to the ropes is free. And I see where it is, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're going to go for him putting it on the rope. And then the ref counts the 3. I have this written in my notes. It speaks to how devalued the crossroads maneuver is, when I am surprised that Cody actually pinned someone with one. like that happened, and I'm like, no, that couldn't have been right. And it was, but they were trying to tell a story of Gunther put his foot under the rope, which should have broken the count. So now he has a reason to, either challenge again, or, take it to Cody about how you didn't really beat me. I had my foot under the rope. I thought the ref was going to stop the count, otherwise I would have kicked out, sort of storyline. But nonetheless, just the fact he got a pin on someone with one crossroads, and that person was Gunther, I was like it just felt so weird. I was like, this is not, who thought this was a good ending?
Yeah.
Just,
yeah, that's weird.
So I was beside myself. But overall, like I said, beginning and middle of the match was good, and I thought, they were telling a good story of, Cody trying to throw everything he had at Gunther, and Gunther again being this sort of aggressive, relentless opponent who is finding that opening to then put you away, and he was trying to make good on his promise to choke Cody out, and Cody struggled and struggled and struggled, and but eventually broke out. And so so overall I thought that part was good, but the ending, I was really just nonplussed by the ending. So I actually gave this one in my notes. I went 3 3/4 stars, because I thought most of the match was really good. It was encroaching upon a 4-star match, which is what I thought it would be. I think in what did I have here? 4.25. So I had 4.25. So yeah, 4.25, because I thought it would rise above that, but the ending was just so out there, where it was just awful, just awful.
Well, take your point, sir.
All right, so let's see. We both get +2 for the. Oh no, we get +1 for the winner, because we each got it. And then I will get the +1 for the stars. So, all right. So that is the Cody Rhodes Gunther match. Now the second match, and again, these two matches were aired on ESPN, was the WWE Women's Championship match, where we have the reigning defending champion, robust Rhea Ripley versus Jumpin' Jade Cargill. I don't know. I that's what just came in my mind.
Boy, you really know how to talk to the ladies, because every lady that I know likes to be talked about and described as robust.
Hey, what comes to you. So, yes, sir.
So my first note here, is one, I kind of dug the pillars, the entryway. That was kind of a cool look. Rhea was hyped for this entrance. Coming down the aisle was like she usually manages to play it kind of cool, even when she's being kind of energetic.
Yep.
Not so here. It was like somebody gave her a quadruple espresso, and then she gnawed on some espresso beans, and then they hooked her up to her car battery before she got pushed out through the curtain. Crazy energy from her. But I mean, then that was basically kind of the high point for her for quite a while in this match, because early on, I had this down as Jade is dominant and deliberate.
Yes. Yep.
Although there was another note, Michael Cole on the call used the word woman handled, as in Rhea is not used to being woman handled like this. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if I am all in favor, much like George Carlin had once said, of being careful about our language, because we do think in language. So I think it is important that, like for, saying chairman, no, chairperson, things like that. Like, I think that is a good thing. However, as he then says, he's like, I am not going to call that thing in the street a person hole. Like, there is, and you know what? It's okay to say manhandled here. Like, it's okay. Woman handled is just takes you out of it. And it literally had me sitting there for like 20 seconds going, did he just actually say that? Did he really just say that? That sounds so stupid. Anyways, add it to the list of things that Michael Cole has said that is stupid. Just staple it on somewhere.
Well, yeah, I have Wade Barrett too, who's had some humdingers, let me tell you.
Well, yeah. And did you catch the point at which, I forget where it was before one of the matches, Cole was talking about Corey Graves, how he shot some like D-level movie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so great. He's like, you can find it on YouTube, and Corey's like, or you can, or don't, or something like that. I was like, that's a one time. Like, that could have actually turned out to be a nice little, heel face moment, but it didn't. They reconciled very quickly, which sucked.
They did.
I mean, Jade was very deliberate. Like, she was taking her time, and Rhea was flying around the face in peril for like 50 to 75% of this match. And of course, I mean, she's fantastic at that. Rhea, I mean, there's very little in the ring and on the mic that Rhea isn't good at. She's really good at selling. And of course, she did that great. And I'm watching this going, like, Jade is not the smoothest worker in the world. No doubt. But she's not god awful. Like, why are we hiding her?
Yeah.
I did notice, I'm not sure if you caught this, but Jade's gear was shedding those little chainmail pieces. Yeah. Like, Lyra Valkyria's gear is usually shedding feathers. Like, they were everywhere. I'm pretty sure that Jacob Fatu had one in his hair at the end. And I'm like, they must have swept the mat. And somehow he still managed to come up with one in his dreads. I was like, that's amazing. It's like he turned into a human lint roller at some point during the match. But I mean, what did I even have here? Do you have anything on until Rhea starts getting her comeback?
So let me go through my notes. I have, much in the same way that you said, Jade, dominating most of the match. I have a note. It seems like the story here is Rhea's going to be the babyface in peril, while Jade, seems to counter everything and, stays in control. And then probably about mid to 3/4 of the way through, you have Rhea starting to, fire up and, has a lot of really good offense, missile drop kick.
The missile drop kick that was down low and then the one off the top rope, like in pretty short order. Those are pretty impressive.
They were. There was a nasty sequence where Rhea couldn't get Jade up for the Razor's Edge. And then I think Jade like backdropped her, but she kind of like flipped onto her feet. It looked kind of like awkward. I'm like, gee, I hope she didn't hurt herself.
There was some awkwardness in a lot of these, but then again, I saw it in a lot of the matches where some of the reversals, it was like everybody was having a friggin' off night. I don't know if it's jet lag, too much pasta, whatever, but
could be. Pasta will slow you down.
Yeah. The electric what was it? The electric chair, flip over the ropes, and then
That was crazy, dude. Oh my
then
gosh.
getting Jade back up and then dropping her on the apron. I'm like,
Oh, that looked awful.
yeah. I was just
Awful.
like, I was trying to figure out. I'm like, is this a botch or did they actually mean to do that? I don't know, but
I don't mean the move was done poorly. I mean,
Yeah.
when Jade hit the ring, I'm like, oh my God, could she even break the fall? Like, it just happened so fast and so
Yeah.
viciously. So that was nasty. I wrote holy crap on that one because that just oof.
there was a moment. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to read this off to the side. The Riptide that was counter to Jaded, that was then countered to Riptide, that was then countered to a DDT.
Yes. Yep.
That was not the smoothest succession of moves ever, but it was fairly impressive nonetheless.
Yes.
That was brought up as a sequence of events. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into the psychology of countering each other's, big move in that way. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Oh my gosh. And then we got the friggin' Meechin and BFAB showing up, and BFAB with the botched, slowest attempt at getting someone's foot on the ropes you've ever friggin' seen.
Mm-hmm.
Completely mess that up, forcing the ref to do a throw them out, but they don't leave because they weren't supposed to leave. And then, of course, we get Charlotte, making her presence felt. Okay, that sure.
Well, because I think what we're working towards, it's going to be Charlotte and Rhea at SummerSlam probably.
And maybe, but I mean, I don't know. Like the whole thing there, I thought this match was actually going along pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like I was like, okay, we're building something here. We're getting a pretty good match. And then I'm like, oh shit, here we go. We're going to start adding things to it. Not to mention the fact that BFAB and Meechin took forever to get down that aisle. Like they were just kind of like, almost might as well have been skipping down the aisle. I'm like, is this a run-in, or are they supposed to be nonchalant about it, or did no one tell them? Like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And then just a very, like, I don't know how you blow that. Like, you have one job. You literally have one job. Put the foot on the rope, and you can't do it in a way that, like, the ref isn't completely seeing it. Like, that entire thing, just, I was like, and this is why we should not have had other people involved in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was going along. We don't need this.
Nope.
We don't need this.
Nope.
So then we kind of get all that BS, and that, brings out friggin', all this stuff. And then we schmoz to the end, and Rhea riptides, and we get a retention. And my big question, and this is going to be a recurring question, is now where do you go with Jade after she's got 2 losses to Rhea? The ending was sloppy, took away from an otherwise good match. And I think that's the bigger question. Is not so much like, oh my gosh, what is my star rating? Is like literally, what do you do with Jade? Like, she was just a champ. You didn't give her one defense until she dropped the belt, and now she gets her rematch and she loses.
Mm-hmm.
Clean. Like, what? So are you trying to build her up or not? Like, this is where I'm very confused.
Well, so I was just looking at Cage Side Seats. It looks like there was a post-show. There was a beatdown of Charlotte by Jade Cargill. So now I amend what I said for SummerSlam, and now I'm wondering, are we headed for a 3-way dance between Rhea and Jade and Charlotte? Maybe it's a 4-way dance.
Who fracking cares? Here's the thing, like, do it on the show. Enough with this, like, oh, well, they did this other thing. And it's like, no, we have the thing happening here. Do it there. Like why is that such an abstract concept to be grasped from people who have done this for, I don't know, approximately their entire friggin' life? I don't know. Maybe I'm the one who's just, I've got a screw loose, but I just do not understand it. I don't understand how this makes Jade in any way look like a worthy opponent. Like that she yet again
I think
had to
because
have her cronies come down, and that then she gets beat clean again by Rhea. And
well, I think, can I offer an alternative perspective? I think the story here is she was dominating Rhea. She had it under control. Yes, Rhea was coming back, but it did not mean defeat was well in hand for her. And yeah, her lackeys came down and in some ways cost her the match. Who's to say she wouldn't have won had they not come down? We don't know.
It just makes her look incompetent. Like, you can't even get your lackeys in.
I'm sorry. I think from anyone tonight looking incompetent, it was Mission, because she was supposed to grab the leg and put it on the rope, and she clearly had no concept.
Wasn't it?
No, it was Mission. I saw.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But
and basically Jade put her foot on the rope because I think she could tell it wasn't going to get there by.
Well, it was like a foot on the rope plus a kick out, because
the
whole thing was just awful. Once they came down, it was like, okay, and now we're on the slow boat to hell.
Yep.
I am so in the bag for Rhea, but this match ended up being a 3-star for me, just because it took a serious nosedive at the end. I was gonna give this like 3.5, 3 3/4, because again, it wasn't a 5-star, but man, it wasn't that bad, and jeez, it stunk. What do you? Oh, okay, gotcha.
I was just putting you said what your rating was, so I was going to put that in. So what did you give it? 3 stars?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I actually gave this 3 and a quarter stars originally. I thought this would be a little bit higher, but with how it was going, but I just, the ending is just what did it in for me. Similar to the Cody Gunther match. It's like most of the match is good and you get to the ending and you're just kind of like, well, that kind of sucked, and so it takes some of the shine off of all the good work they were doing, kind of leading up to that. So I did 3 1/4 because I thought, this was a better outing than I was expecting from Jade. I think they told a good story, but I do agree the ending was a little screwed up with all the interference, because the two of them could have had a really good match. And as far as where we go from here with Jade, I mean, she's not totally out of it, because she can claim, shenanigans with Charlotte. She can claim Rhea hasn't beaten her on her own. You can still get some length out of this by calling out some of the shenanigans going on. So.
I just think the thing is, if you're going to have someone who looks, here's the thing, like, again, it's you have someone that looks like Jade Cargill. If she can't just like whip someone from pillar to post and get some clean wins, what are you doing? What is the point of having someone be a glorified jobber who looks like that? And that you've obviously put a bunch of, I mean, they did not, I'm guessing she does not have a small contract. She didn't get a wink, nudge, and a nod to NXT. Like, I'm pretty, she got debuted and was brought in, and they've put some money into her entrance and all that stuff. And what's the point? You know what I mean? It's almost like, why are you bothering with this then? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anywho, what do I know?
Well, I gave this 3 1/4, so we're both a quarter off our original picks. But you had Jade winning, and she did not. I had Rhea winning.
She should.
So I will get the +2 on that one. But no one gets any points for the stars. All right. I think the next match from there was Brock Lesnar, the retired, we thought, Brock Lesnar against Obafemi.
Well, technically, I guess from what Corey Graves was saying, or Michael Cole, he is retired, which I'm like, how does this work? Like, again,
I don't know.
A silly, stupid thing, but like, we can't delineate this thing.
Nope. It's crazy. But I'll start this one off. I was really annoyed with this match. I understand, many times. I mean, hell, it happened last night on the AAA main event where the original El Grande Americano got one over on El Grande Americano by hitting him with a guitar to start the match off, and we were off to the races. But this whole thing of him getting, Brock getting the jump on Oba and getting all these F5s on him, it was just like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Like, okay, so we're going to sit here and claim that, he's as good as he was ever now. This invalidates all the WrestleMania BS that happened. And, like at first I thought that's where they were going to go, is he's going to F5 the hell out of him and get a pin. When, at the WrestleMania match, it was just, they Oba didn't jump Brock. It was they started the contest out and it was what it was, and Oba dominated him. Thankfully, Oba comes back a little bit, but we have Lesnar putting on the Kimura lock, and you have Oba getting some offense in, but it just, to me, it was just like, here you have this young guy who is looking, has a head of steam, who is looking strong, building him up, and like, what the hell were you doing at WrestleMania then if this is the story you're going to tell? So yeah, he gets his butt whooped by Lesnar. It takes him like 7 F5s to put him away. Oba gets a couple of holy shit moments because he, stands up one in the Kimura lock and drops Lesnar on his back. But it just, I don't know. It just really irritated me for some reason. I did not like the booking of this match.
No.
Because now you're doing damage to some young up and coming talent to do what for Brock? To position him strongly for this match in SummerSlam where, he's just going to retire anyways. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Here's the thing. Like if it's tough to know what to believe exactly because we are in the new kayfabe, which is, who knows what is actually the thing, because it was said right from the get-go that when Brock retired, left his boots and his gloves in the ring at WrestleMania, that nobody knew he was doing it. It caught everyone off by surprise. And apparently there was theories out there that he did not want to be in a program with Gunther, and he had kind of decided, I'm going to do this, and forced them to change plans. And now he wants to get his cake and eat it too, which whatever. If that was the case, then it's like, okay, we wish you well. Bye. If like you want to play hardball with us, you want to try and have us over a barrel, you're done. Well, you left your stuff. We can't do that. Hey, all right, fine. Bye. And then say, well, and you're under contract, so you can either, if you want to try and sue us, we can sue you right back for breach of contract. So why don't you just let this lie and go back to friggin' Saskatchewan and go kill elk with your bare hands or something, whatever you want to do. If it was kayfabe, and in fact, like this was the plan all along, like, yeah, like what are you trying to do? Because I mean, like if the whole idea is like, well, Brock doesn't want to lose in his final match. Okay, so he gets to be like one of the handful of guys who don't lose. Because I mean, Taker managed to win his retirement match. Fine. However you want to do it. But it's like, I don't love how this goes. To me, like, if you're going to build Oba as this dominant force, the easiest way to get that over after you go through WrestleMania, because if they booked WrestleMania the way they did for a reason, to me, the way that this ought to go, and that would actually end up engendering some sympathy for Brock heading into his retirement match, which I'd imagine you want, is what I was saying. Like, this dude should be a wounded animal. Like, he should know he can't beat him. He should know that, like, I cannot compete with this kid. Like, 15 years ago, maybe. 10 years ago, maybe. Hell, even 5 years ago, I might have still had a shot. But now, I can't do it. He's me. So to me, I think the best way to do this is like you give Oba the win or whatever, but you do it by a DQ, or Brock like doing some type of shenanigans so that he can then claim you didn't actually beat me. It, in a way, that almost garners some sympathy and some heel heat at the same time. Like it makes him that much more of an a-hole, while at the same time people are like, man, he really can't hang with this kid. So this that like. This is like, okay, so yeah, we've got a clean finish, and okay, like where like what is the big thing? Like, okay, it's a rubber match. Okay, a story we've seen approximately 1 billion times, but this time it's for retirement. Like, there's a way you could have made this, I feel, a little bit more interesting, and instead we're just heading again. Like, we have to position Brock to make him look strong, like you said. I don't get it. he shouldn't look strong going into his match against Obafemi because Oba is like, what, friggin' 25 years younger than him and bigger. He shouldn't be looking strong against Oba. That's the whole friggin' point of the angle.
Yep. Now, the one thing coming out of the match, though, is for as much punishment as Oba took, Brock still barely got away with it. And so the story here is, Oba can come back and if Brock and Heyman run their mouth, can come back and basically say, yeah, you beat me, but you survived that match. It's the old Taz thing, that, win if you can, survive if I let you, and Brock survived that match. Brock he was almost out of tricks at that point. So I'll give them credit in the booking that for as much punishment as Oba took, that I thought was just absolutely freaking ridiculous. The fact, like, I'm looking at cage side seats and the article title is, it took 7 F5s for Brock to put away Oba. And I'm like, that's like video game level bull stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to be careful with
you just finish spamming. And again, it's not, let's keep in mind, like, that can work. That can be a legitimate storytelling device. However, if Roman Reigns is on the same show, you can't do that because guess what? That's what he's going to be doing.
Right. So the booking of this I thought was foolish because it in some ways it's not the same kind of matches that Brock had with Cody, but it's the same pattern of Cody won one, Brock won back, and then they went to SummerSlam and did the rubber match, and Cody got one over on him in a very good match, and now they're going to do the same thing now with Oba, and it just feels like, to me, the more compelling story, to your point, where we should be writing for WWE is, I would have preferred Brock losing and Brock being so desperate to show that he still has something in the tank, now again, he's supposedly retired, but basically putting his career on the line in the sense of, if you beat me at SummerSlam, I will never set foot in a WWE ring again. That is in the contract.
Well, and the problem here is the wild card in this is that, Brock is the one who's going to determine what he does.
Sure.
And that's the thing that, that's why, to me, it's like, if you're at that point where you're now going to let this guy make these decisions, I guess this is a good reason why I'm not working, because it's just like, okay, well, then you can pack up and go home.
Right.
We don't need you. Like, do we need a 40-something, 45, 40, however old Brock Lesnar is? Like, you're not going to be here next year. Hell, you were barely here this year.
Right.
Like, we're good. If that's what you want, if you want to call it quits, and then you're like, well, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I want to just like, okay, well, then we don't have anything for you. You can head home.
Right.
Sorry.
And I almost feel like, too, with this match, it's almost like the creative team got a little too cute with this and said, oh, well, everyone went nuts when Oba, decimated Brock. Well, Brock decimated Oba.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. Like, the crowd, the crowd was into it and they were, cheering what they were cheering. But, like, the reason everyone went nuts when Oba did is because no one had seen Brock manhandle like that.
Yes.
Oba's been around for how long on the main roster? It's like, now you've spoiled that with someone who didn't even need it. You know what I mean? Like, that should have been saved for some future point when you have, when Oba is established multi-time world champion and you have some young up and comer coming up that you want to have be, kind of like what Oba is to Brock right now. And, the fact that they just blew that on Brock, I mean, once again, it's the sort of thing like, with Brock, beating Taker years ago and stuff like that. It's like, why would you take something, you've built all this equity up with the fan base. Why wouldn't you invest that equity in someone who needs to be built up, not someone who is already a freaking star and beast to begin with?
Yeah.
Even to this day, like, I still think that was the stupidest decision they ever made. Bray Wyatt should have been the one to do it. Now, Bray Wyatt has passed on, and that would be moot at this point. But was Lesnar elevated much because of that? I mean, yeah, it was for a time it added to his aura, but they don't talk about it anymore. So it's like, why did you do it with that guy when you could have done it with some other guy? And that would have been one of the things that, his aura would have been hung on, was this was the guy that finally put Taker down at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So this match pissed me off on a number of levels, and started me being frustrated, only to be continually frustrated when we got to the end. So
What'd you have this one rated at, sir?
you know what? As we were talking, I had this one actually at 3.25, but now that my blood pressure's up, I'm putting it down to 3 stars. So I'm like, seriously, this just pissed me off, and I don't care if I lose points because of it. This was not a 3.75 star match. This was a stupid beating that they put on a young star. Not that he's damaged, forever from it, but it just took some shine off of him, all to elevate this freaking, guy who's been around forever who doesn't need it.
Yes. And you're not going to lose a point because I had it at 3 stars as well. So,
all right.
Yeah, no, it was an above average match, but it was not any great shakes.
No. And you, sir, were correct in predicting Brock taking this match as we head toward the rubber match at SummerSlam. But
I was hoping for a different method of him winning it, but oh well.
I blame you. No, I'm kidding.
For what?
I'm kidding. All right. That takes us now to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match because, Sports Illustrated says it. The Bleacher Report says it. Becky Lynch, the greatest of all time, who comes down the aisle with that Intercontinental Championship, was facing Sol Ruca, or if you talk to Becky, she faced Sol Ruca and Jessica Carr. So,
see, this is the thing. I don't get the post game show on when I'm surfing with the Sharks, so I have no idea what is.
No, that wasn't from the post game show. That was just the fact that as soon as she came down to the ring, she was already jaw jacking with Jessica Carr, and then she tried to get her involved. She's like hiding behind her when the match starts. She was like pulling. She was trying to like push her and pull her.
That was actually great, using her as a human shield, like to start off. I was like, what a great chicken shit heel move! Like that was great. That was actually really good.
It was.
Not a ton of noise for Saul, and then not that much more for Becky when she came out. Like the crowd was very quiet after singing along to Brock Lesnar's song, which does not have lyrics.
No,
they were singing
was
along
funny.
to that, and then they were also wicked over for Oba. When the ladies came out for this one, and it's not because it was ladies, like they were loud and proud for Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
There was not a whole lot of life in the arena for this one to start out with. They did get more into it as the match went on, but for the entrances, whoo boy, it was quiet, quiet. Oh my gosh. I thought, so here's the thing, like, Saul, for all of the things that she has going for her, and she has the extraordinary agility, she has the extraordinary body control, she has all of those things that are, come from, her gymnastics background and all of that. I mean, let's just be real honest. She's beautiful. I don't know that I've heard her talk a little bit. I don't know if I've really heard enough promos to say whether she's a strong talker or not. I mean, she doesn't like annoy me like a Nia Jax when she opens her mouth. So, I mean, take that for what you will. Minor point. She's got a ton of things going for her. So, like, I say all that to say this. When I have seen her in the ring, there's a lot of times when I'm like, just not quite. For someone who is able to do so many things, the fluidity isn't quite there. And again, I wonder in a little bit, like with Stephanie Vaquer, is it because she's had opponents that can't really keep up or that aren't a great match? When Saul is moving quickly and she kind of has control, there was moments in this match when she's doing stuff and I'm like, okay, I totally see why, you would take this woman from like, what was it, WWE ID, whatever, like when she came out of college or something, and then within 4 years you're breaking her onto the main roster. Like, I get it, man. Like, I see that. I wonder if it's because Becky is not stylistically the same and also is not used to working at that same pace, being in, someone who's been around for longer. It was a little herky-jerky in places, but they ended up doing some really kind of cool stuff in this match. Like, I thought the times when they were reversing into the armbar, even the end where they even came up with that idea of like they're saying, oh, I think Becky was going to try a soul snatcher, and I'm like, I think that that's what they were going for too, but it's like just the idea that they would even imply that Becky could pull that off. I'm like, it kind of makes me giggle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
Becky is not a jump in the air flippy kind of gal.
No.
That just isn't her thing.
No.
But at the same time, like the fact that they threw that in there, like she was gonna try it, I'm like, you know what? Good on you for trying to pull the wool over our eyes. Like if you're gonna start shoveling some shit, shovel it with gusto. I like it.
I have a note. I'm like, you just need to stop with that. There's no way in hell Becky Lynch does that move. Just stop it.
But I did actually.
Stop it.
I love how they played it up because again, I'm like, if you're gonna shovel it twice as fast. I thought it was funny, and then we got a clean soul snatcher. Finally, I mean, she finally got over that hump, which is great. Good for her. It was the first like clean one on the main roster. Hopefully,
I got to admit, I was a little nervous when she went for it. I'm like, oh
me
God, what's
too.
going to happen here? But it actually played off well.
It was starting to get into like the territory of like the wrestling yips. Like, oh my gosh, is this going to become a thing?
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't remember. I don't have a whole lot of like move by move breakdowns, but I mean, there for some of the herky jerkiness at the beginning, it did start to smooth out. I thought they actually, in spite of having very different styles, like I think there was some decent chemistry there. Like I actually kind of enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
As witnessed by the fact that I didn't really take a lot of notes. I just kind of I dug
And
it.
it's funny that I'm the same way. I did not have a lot of notes in this match because I was very absorbed into it, and it was very difficult to, I kind of try to balance, trying to do a play-by-play of the match when I take notes versus what are the significant things that are going on. But no, I think this was another continuation of what we saw in Steinitz main event where Soul controlled, most of the match. And, Becky had her moments of offense, but she was playing as someone who is outclassed, and she kind of knew it. And so she started to, do the shenanigans with the referee and
using her as a weapon.
Right. And something that led to the referee falling out of the ring or whatever. And then, she rolls her up and the referee tries to come in and count. And then she gets mad at the referee because she wasn't in position when it was like, you caused me to not be in position. So
I meant the time that Becky, like, she either pushed her or something, and Jessica Carr hits the ropes, and then that causes Saul to lose his balance.
Yes.
Yeah. I like this. I like this match. I like the result. I am still just like, okay, are we ever going to do anything with this Jessica Carr, Becky Lynch thing? Or
I hope so.
Are we seriously just going to not ever have this come to fruition? Because I feel like we've spent an awful lot of time on it. I'm not just saying it. A lot of people are saying it. Everyone's saying it.
Yes.
I had this one down as a 3.5. I enjoyed it. It was not a classic, but it was above average and very serviceable and a fun match to watch.
I had also a similar rating because, this was a fun match. This was probably one of the stronger matches of the night where I wasn't irritated. And so
that's a great bar to leap over.
It is, I mean, I felt
you got me. She finally got me. Finally.
Yes.
You know what? Good on you. Good
job. And you know what? I missed it. I was busy tabulating and I missed her doing it.
Going to bed, I presume?
Yes.
Okay. That was good. Yeah. Now we can stop doing that, right?
No, it was really easy. I just had to hide behind the roof.
Well, I didn't even have my screen up. I had this over here, so I couldn't even see myself. And I didn't even hear you open the door, so good job.
Did the cat sneak in too?
Maybe.
I bought my desk.
I'm gonna. You what?
Mom is buying.
You're buying a desk?
Yes, I chose the desk.
Good.
It's
Finally.
Very nice.
That's good.
It's a cute little corner desk. It's got like a little cubby area over here, and it's like
Very nice.
connected to the cubby.
Very, very nice. Buying a desk.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
important stuff.
I'm glad I got one thing done today.
Good. Well, I got to finish up recording because we're already wicked behind on scheduling.
Okay.
All right. Good night. Love you.
Love you too. Good night, too.
Good night, Tim.
Good night.
Yeah, I just
The
felt
one
these-
time she got you, and I'm too busy tabulating scores over here.
I felt
Son of a
the claws in the back. I'm like,
ah,
she done got me.
you've done got.
I done got.
You did. All right, last match. I didn't put the
jeez.
winner in here. For the World Heavyweight Championship, I'm going to say this with about as much energy as this match put forth. The reigning defending champion Roman Reigns versus the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu in tribal combat. I have rare do I find myself losing faith in the world of professional wrestling, but this match shook me to my core because holy crap, like how do you go into a freaking place like Turin in Italy where the crowd is on fire and you literally silence them during this match? Like they were just like not with it at all at the end. They were just like, we're done. Thanks. They put him to sleep.
Yep.
This match was freaking I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump right into it.
No, please.
This match was slow and plodding. This was not what Backlash was. I'm sitting here like, why are they making Jacob look so freaking just ineffective here? Like no wildness from him. I mean, yeah, sure. He did his little, flippy, jittery, spasm bit when, he's like no selling moves, but it's like there was something about him in Backlash where I'm like, the presentation, the way the match started off and went, he looked like a killer. In this match, you're in a freaking match where there's no rules, and he looked like I know on Cage Side Seats they're like, oh, Roman Reigns neutered Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu neutered Jacob Fatu. I mean, he wasn't coming in with any energy, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on here?
Now, I wonder if some of that is because there was a lot of scuttlebutt about a possible injury to Mr. Fatu from a street fight against Solo Sikoa at a house show, which I'm like, wow, there's a brilliant idea in booking. Like, let's put one half of our main event in a street fight. I mean, granted, any of these guys could twist an ankle or blow out a knee walking down the ramp, but I mean, when you're in a street fight, I'd say the odds are ramped up slightly. I wonder if that's part of it, but at the same time, like, I wonder how much of it is like, nope, this is what creative has, and this is the effect we're going for, and the first thing I thought about in this match, one of the notes I had was first of all, when Michael Cole had mentioned like tribal combat is rare, I'm like, yeah, because normally we just call this shit a no DQ match, and don't try and add it into this whole like at least if there's some like punji sticks or something, you put some bamboo around. I don't know what the hell you do, but
I thought it was so stupid that it was like, oh, they got to do the pinfall and submission in the ring. It's like, if this is tribal combat, why don't you make it a Falls Count Anywhere match? Why don't you make it something that is so far off the norm so it feels vicious and special? And then, of course, WWE and their antiseptic approach to freaking blood and everything, it's just like someone should have been bloodied in this match. I'm sorry. Like,
well,
that's
it's
the
not
other
gonna be
part.
Roman.
What's that?
You know it's not going to be Roman.
I know. We wouldn't want to scar up that pretty little face.
Well,
those shiny white teeth and his Grecian formula hair.
Yeah,
we couldn't get a nick on his forehead so he looks like Devon Dudley or something like that. But I'm pissed off about this, man. Like I've always been, during his first title reign that went 1,500 days or whatever, I always felt like Roman was in some ways that perfect balance between a UFC fighter and a WWE fighter. He had the look, he had the presentation, he would go in there and dominate. And yes, he was the heel and he would get help from his family and he would live to fight another day as champion. And it kind of pissed you off, but I could get behind that. And the story made sense. The story coming into this one, and again, this is where you and I think, as writers would have nailed this. This should have been Jacob going over. The compelling story here is Roman losing.
Yes.
And Roman trying to function in a world where he is not tribal chief. The fact the fans cheer this guy as much as he does and the way he was behaving after the match, I'm sitting here like, he is finding ways to make me not like him.
I love
He
the
is-
fact that you're coming over to the dark side.
He
I
is
feel
an
like
arrogant,
I feel like Palpatine right now.
arrogant
Yes.
piece of
Let the hate
sh.
flow
Blah, blah.
through
I
you.
I was just like, no, this is wrong. And now we got to sit here and what does this do? So similar to like Oba and Brock, it's like, what does this do for Jacob now? So Jacob basically spends the next 9 months acting as his servant. I mean, what the hell sort of character development is that?
Well, no, don't you know? Because then we had the MFTs come down
Oh, you didn't know?
and look longingly at and shaking their head at Jacob as Jacob looked longingly, saying, "Oh, Solo, I love you, Solo," and then he had to get put on his leash and brought back to Roman.
I don't want Jacob saying "I love you" to anyone. The crowd popped for this man because he was manhandling someone who doesn't. It's similar to Oba without being Oba. Like he was doing things to Roman Reigns that no one had done to Roman Reigns before. No one has dominated Roman Reigns like that. No one has gotten one over on him consistently like Jacob. And they put him in a match where he did not look strong. At any point in this freaking match did he look strong.
Mm-mm.
And I'm sitting here like, what are you doing? You have the future in front of you here. And why are you letting the guy who's already had the 1,500-day reign and made his mark on the business, why is he going over yet again?
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe they prove me wrong and there's some grand story that's about to be told over the next, 5 to 6 months.
There probably
But
isn't.
God, pardon me for a moment.
The funny thing is here is I just like to say that I knew this all along. After all those times that when you were telling me I was crazy for just disliking Roman Reigns, and here you are finally you've come crawling over to my side of the fence.
I'm not crawling. I'm swinging, baby. I'm swinging for everything that's moving.
One of the other notes I had early on in this match was I remembered at some point somebody was like, "Oh yeah," and then when they helped Roman because then they took him and they ooh, there you go.
That's where I'm going, man. That's where I am right now.
They allowed his character to be more like him. I'm like, oh, so he's really slow and boring in real life too, huh? That's awesome. Like when again, and this is the whole thing. Like everything with Roman just slows the entire show down. And I know that they're trying to. Everything is supposed to be a big fight feel. It's a big fight feel. No, it's just fracking annoying that it takes him an hour and a half to get to the ring. He gets in the ring. He has to do his thing about walking around and all that. And then to start the match, they're circling. I literally had time to write down "start the match already" in my notes. I was just like, are we like seriously get this thing going? Like I looked at when the time was starting this match. I'm like, okay, they must be finishing up early because there's no way they're giving like 40 to 45 minutes for Solo and Fatu. Oh, apparently they were, because we got to soak every last friggin' drop of boringness out of this. Then we get them wandering around out from the ring. They go for a little field trip around the arena, which I noted down. This reminded me of, and you can help me with what this was, the Mania match that he had where they were out and around it wasn't an arena, it was a stadium. And they had the porta potties, and then there was the one porta potty that was obviously on a platform and raised up on wheels, so that he could put whoever he was against in the porta potty and push them along or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what event it was from, but this was back when I was still like.
Was this the Kevin Owens Last Man Standing match at Royal Rumble?
Probably it might have been.
Okay.
Whatever it was, I was just like. I was ranting and raving about how awful and boring it was. And as I'm watching this, I'm like, this is giving me the same vibes and not in any kind of good way. What else I got here? Gosh, slow as you know what. I love the bit where Roman goes into the ropes. He comes off and his Superman punch on Jacob missed by about a half a mile. And Cole's like, nails it with the Superman. I'm like, then they showed the replay and I'm like, you just made it more obvious that he missed by yards. There was one point, there was a "this is awesome" chant. And I'm like, no, it is not.
It is far from awesome.
The toolbox spot was
Did you notice? So now that you mention it, one thing I found kind of odd is there's a point before the toolbox spot happens that Jacob's under the apron and you see him doing something and you're like, okay, he's going to pull something out. When he comes out, he didn't.
No.
All of the tape that he had on his fingers was gone.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Like, I don't know if he took it off because when they went to do the tool, because the next spot was the toolbox on the hand.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, did he take that off because by having the tape on it might cause his fingers to get damaged or something? Like, I don't understand why he had to do that.
I'm not trying to make sense out of any of the crap in this match.
I mean,
yeah.
Regardless of how I feel about the match, it's an interesting logistical, mechanical sort of thing that I'm trying to sort out, which is, like he has the tape on his fingers for a reason that's not really necessary. It's decorative. That's all it is, right? And it's all in the name of him hitting the Tongan death grip.
Yeah.
But legitimately, it's like he must have had to do it for a reason, because why would you just do it? You know what I mean? Like, is there something about when you wrap up, like your fingers and stuff, and because when that toolbox comes down, now of course Roman's probably pulling back a little bit. I mean, he's not legitimately trying to,
Well, if you look at it, the way that here you have the flat part here and the edge and the table here. If Jacob's got his hand tucked up where the top of it comes, you can go like this and hit the edge and this,
right,
and not slam down on the hand.
Right, but still, why would the tape have to come off? Like that's the part that's felt kind of weird. So I don't know what was going on, and I don't know where this potential injury was supposed to be located from Solo. I mean, from the Solo match, because I was kind of looking to see, is he limping, is he is his again, if he was injured, this is what's funny. Like Cage Side Seats had a good point. It's like, well, if he was injured, this was a fine, good match for him to be in, because Roman's matches are normally slow to begin with. Which I'm like, all right, I'm glad they're acknowledging it too, and it's not just us, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't really get a sense there was a problem there, and that's the part where I just, I really like the idea you had proposed last week, where if Jacob had won, do we start going down a road where, he's the tribal chief, but he can't handle the responsibility, and Roman's just kind of sitting back and just seeing, Jacob crash and burn, and then try to then, come in and salvage it. Like that to me is a way more interesting story than wherever we're headed, because
we're building another bloodline versus bloodline.
Probably, which is just
because
ridiculous.
we haven't milked enough juice out of that. I thought the couple of the things that were really funny in this, when they do the spear through the barrier, I thought that was great, because fittingly that was the slowest barrier break ever. Like, like a redwood falling over. I'm like, yeah, well, it's fitting to be in Roman's match. Fatu rightfully shaking off the Superman punches, because that's the stupidest thing ever. Like,
I'm honestly shocked at this point that he still does that move. Like, it's the dumbest.
It is
effing move that you can do, and then on top of it,
makes people's elbow look like a dangerous move.
Yeah, it does. I hear you.
Then we had that kick out, where Roman, in the name of getting the shoulder up, he low blows Fatu.
Oh, the nut shot? Yeah.
Which then they're like, that's been a signature of Roman during his 4-year championship reign. I'm like, how sad is it? And how like mental is it, like that this guy has so much aura, and that's a signature of his 4-year reign, is like, oh wow, he nut shot and he can't win anything on his own.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, I can see why this guy is such a big deal. Like, maybe I'm the one who's friggin' crazy. We get a spear through a table. We get another spear. We get the pin. Friggin' Roman wins. And again, where does this lead, Jacob?
The ending was just so anticlimactic. It was just, I mean, yes, the crowd popped for the chair the table exploding when he was speared through it. But again, I'm just like, there was no. I go back to WrestleMania with Punk, and when Roman does the spear, you understand the purpose or why it's happening that way. Punk is exhausted. He cannot fight anymore. Father Time is caught up with him, and he is, vulnerable to take it. Jacob, it's just like the guy just like, no-sold a bunch of different maneuvers that Roman does, and then because it's a table, all of a sudden he's just done at that point. I'm just like, there's no continuity and consistency to anything, and it just felt foolish and stupid. And I just, I don't know. I was very, at the end of it, I'm just like, I couldn't tell if it was because it was like 3:30 in the afternoon here in Chicago, and it was just like, normally an event doesn't end at this time. Normally it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I'm, maybe I was feeling a little weird or whatever, but I'm just like, this was pardon my language, but a shitty ending to this freaking event. And the crowd was not, I mean, yeah, they cheered a little bit and they were doing OTC or Roman Reigns or whatever. But as Roman's walking out and the way he's behaving, I'm just like, okay, I mean, I get we're in this age of, we're all shades of gray or whatever, but he's coming off as a effing prick. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why on earth is everyone cheering this guy? He is solely out for himself. He is solely, using everyone around him to further himself. And I'm like, he's a heel in every sense of what a heel is. And yet everyone loves him. And I'm like, why?
Aura.
I don't know. I think
match,
at some point this is going to backfire. This is going to backfire in WWE at some point. He is going to, the way he presents himself is at some point going to convey that he's a heel, and the fans are going to respond in kind, and then they're going to be like, oh crap, we've taken it too far.
Yeah.
That's me. So I am not a fan of this match.
No.
I put my rating in there long time ago when we started talking about this, but I gave this one, and it was all I could do to muster an average rating. I had this one originally at 4.25 stars. I gave this 2.5 stars. That's how nonplussed and disappointed I was by this. This was not the match I was hoping for at all. I don't care if this cost me points in our year-long series we're doing here. Take the points. I don't care. This sucked, and I really wish they had done a better job with Jacob Fatu. And they better impress me with whatever they're doing with him moving forward, because if he's in this stupid role of being subservient to Roman and all this crap, I'm going to be like, what the hell? This is stupid. Stupid. Sorry.
No, you're correct.
How do I really feel?
I give this one -800. F this match, F this finish, F this discount.
Here I am
Temu.
thinking by giving it an average grade that I'm doing this great sacrificial move, and then you one up me by going -800 on it.
F this Temu wannabe Jason Momoa mofo.
Oh my god!
Like, just.
Does that mean I get the point for the stars?
Yes. I'll gladly.
You know what? I want to give you those points. Damn it!
You go right ahead and give me you know what? I mean, honestly, if I can, I had it as 2 stars, but I am willing to stick with the -800. Just
you had it too.
Actually, I believe that.
Let's keep it at least at 2, like within the realm of possibility. So where does that put us? So I'm
dead even. Like, nobody gets nothing.
Nobody gets anything. That's fine. I don't want any points. I feel dirty getting any points from this match. This match was a disappointment at just at an epic level, and WWE Creative can go hose themselves. We're going to write some scripts. We're going to send them in to Stanford, and damn it, hire us. We got some good ideas.
Side bets.
Oh crap, we got to do that too.
Well, we can go through this real quick. We both had clean soul snatcher on Becky, so we both get +1 for that.
All right, hold on.
You had Jessica Carr gets physical with Becky, which that didn't happen, and LA Knight causes Roman Reigns to lose, which did not happen. I did get. So yeah, you had a negative. You're overall -1, and so I got a 1 and a 2. I'm 0.
2. Okay, so you're 0. Okay,
because I had a clean soul snatcher as well. Then Jessica Carr will officiate the IC match. I had an Io Sky run in. That didn't happen. And a solo Sokoa.
She was in the arena.
Great. She probably should have come out and done something because it would have been better.
Yeah.
And then I had solo Sokoa interferes on behalf of Jacob, and that did not happen. He just showed up to like mean mug the camera. I don't know. Dear sweet Lord, you know what? We have not. You don't have anything for in another thing, and I don't either. So let's just get right to the ending.
Wait. Can I add up? Can I add up?
Yeah, we probably ought to do that. Yeah.
All right. So Uncle Todd, let's see, +1,
It's getting a little long in the tooth.
+2, +4. All right. So you had 4 for the night on this event. I am +2, +4, +5, -1 is we're even
4.
basically. We're 4 and 4. So
Number 4.
I don't have an. What's that? I'm sorry.
Number 4, Bobby Orr.
Indeed, I don't have an in another thing. Are we going to fabricate one here? Or are we
No,
just gonna...
let's get right to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and listening to this. You can find all of our episodes at freerangeedc.com. You can subscribe there through the Podbean app. You can also find us on fine podcast purveyors everywhere for the audio version of the show. That would be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, many, many others. Just search wherever you get your podcasts for Free Range EDC and you'll find us. For full video episodes, go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@freerangeedc. You can also get video episodes on Spotify as well. We are on the Facebook. We are on the Instagram. Both of those are at Free Range EDC. Have any questions, send them to Tim at freerangeedc.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring it back over here to the man who runs this portion of our week, Week in Geek Wednesday. What do you got to say for yourself, sir?
To the interwebs.
Jeez, that was a deep sigh, man.
To WWE Creative. To Roman Effin Reigns.
Jabroni!
To Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
Jabroni!
I say you suspect. We don't know what your reputation is in this town, but after what you tried to pull today, you can bet we'll be looking into you.
Jabroni!
And to our listeners, good day. And to our listeners,
It's basically a barbershop scene in Coming to America. F you. Who's next?
good day, ladies and gentlemen. And until that day comes, keep your ear to the grindstone.
You're messing with my Zen thing, man.
Now get the hell out of here!